And we're back. I am hungover. We are in Nashville, two dudes and a Mexican. I'm your host, some dude named Victor. To the left of me is another dude named Peter Soprano.
Wow.
We hit the town in Broadway, Nashville last night. It was amazing. Went to Preds game. Let's go Preds! Let's go Preds! Welcome back to our Sunday edition of Two Dudes and a Mexican. Dave is not here. Hov's not here either.
Yeah.
Dre's not here either. But all right, we're good. Me and Pete.
Yeah. We're gonna keep you filled in. We're gonna be good.
We're gonna be good. Start things off. I guess we got to start with my MLB picks since I wasn't at the last show.
Yeah.
Sweet Caroline.
Yankee fans singing that.
Good times never felt so good. So good, so good. I'm saying that because Red Sox lost yesterday. You suck. I don't care what you say. Correa got kicked. Correa is Bay. Carlos Correa is Bay. With the, I guess he had the game-winning hit that put him up 3-2.
3-2, game-winning single.
But yeah, when we initially, I guess, made our picks, I picked the Astros to beat the Cubs. Fortunately, the Cubs haven't held up their bargain. They are out. But I'm still sticking with my pick. I'm still sticking with the Astros to beat the NL champion, and I think it's actually going to be the Brew Crew coming out of the West, coming out of the NL. I'm not a believer in the Dodgers. Not when your ace always never shows up in the playoffs. Never shows up in the playoffs. Now, you saw that game one yesterday. I don't know what they were doing. I would have brought out, Hader for 6 outs, especially with an off.
Well, they did for game one. That was the problem.
Nah, who cares, bro?
He pitched like 3 innings the first game.
Pitch 6 then. Go win or go home, bro.
I agree with that.
You have an off day now, and now you're 1-1 instead of being up 2-0 because you definitely dominated that game.
Yeah.
For 7 innings, you were the better team. And then, just give it up.
One bad inning.
And that's it,
That's all it takes in the playoffs.
So, I still think the Brew Crew are a better all-around team. But we'll see. It goes to Tinseltown, it goes to LA, it goes to Chavez Ravine, and we'll see what the Dodgers come up with. Verlander, what else can you say about him? Verlander is probably the beast. Outside of Madison Bumgarner, probably the best postseason pitcher that there is right now.
Just a monster.
Outside of Matt Bum. And that lineup is good, man. Like, Yankees had a good lineup, but this lineup isn't about mashing home runs.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing about them is that they don't have 50 million stars. They definitely have their stars, but a different person comes through every single night. And they have people that can hit. Yeah, they don't have people that swing for the fences. They do. They have guys that can go long, but. And I tell you what, the catcher Gurriel, he's turned into a big postseason type guy. Yeah. He came up big last year for them against the Dodgers, and he's doing it again this year. He had a big home run to pretty much seal that game away.
But I mean, I picked him. I'm going to stick with my pick from the win the World Series. But that they have Springer, Gurriel, Correa, Altuve. They have guys that just get doubles, singles, you know what I mean? And that they pass the baton on. It's not always strike out, and get a walk and wait for, Aaron Judge to hit a home run. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Yankees' mentality is. That's why I think they need to get away from that. They need to mold themselves into what the Astros are, because the Astros are a hitting team that can hit, not just hit home runs.
Yeah, it's tough to do that, though, because a lot of their people came from within the system, and that's just how they went through the system.
Well,
Yankees get a lot of free agents. They do have now people that they get within the system, but they have people that are established guys. Like you even talked about next year, a shortstop. They're probably going to try to go after Machado, another established guy. So it's not like you guys are just going to go at this is a system built thing.
No, but they have guys. I mean, they got Andujar. If Andujar ever figured out how to play defense, I think he can be one of those guys that just hits for. I think he had like 40 doubles this year. Mm-hmm. And Glaber, instead of hitting the long ball, he's never a long ball guy. In the minors, he was never a long ball guy. I think he had maybe 12, 13
He was a big doubles guy, but they thought it would turn into home runs because of just as he gets older.
Either way, I mean, they just need to get hitting. You can't wait for that home run anymore. It's not in the playoffs unless you have 4 Justin Verlanders pitching for you. You see what happens when. In the 3rd or 4th inning, you're already down 4 runs and your starter's out. You put yourself in a hole. Like, it's not going to happen if you're going to wait for the home run. Moving along, there's a big fight. Well, not really a big fight, but there's
A lot of talk.
A lot of talk in a fight in Omaha yesterday between Terrence Bud Crawford and Jose Benavidez. If you guys didn't follow the lead up, Benavidez was talking a lot of junk. Crawford was talking a lot of junk. They pushed each other at the weigh-in, and Crawford missed a punch. I was watching the fight at the bar while watching the Red Sox game. Looked like Crawford was dominating, but it wasn't what I expected. I thought these guys really didn't like each other. I thought they were going to go to war.
It's more of a technical breakdown.
It was more of a technical breakdown. You know, Crawford is just that much better than him. But, you know, it's a little disappointing to me. You know, the best punch that, I guess, outside from the one that landed, that uppercut that set Benavidez down, was the one Crawford missed by this much at the weight.
But the thing about that fight is that everybody tried to make it seem, it may be a good fight because they don't like each other and everything like that. One, Crawford's way levels above him in terms of skill. That wasn't in question. I didn't think that was in question. The biggest question was if Crawford was going to attack him to punish him. And everybody on Twitter is saying, this is done in 2 rounds. He's going to send him to the hospital. He's going to be carried down a stretcher. It wasn't just, listen, he jabbed him for the first couple fights. He won a technical fight. And then at the end, he finished him. That was it.
I mean, I don't think Crawford's a smart fighter. I don't think Crawford would have went to war unless he had to. I mean, he didn't have to because Benavidez wasn't going to war either.
Yeah.
So, all that, I mean, I guess I put that more on Benavidez, but I think Benavidez had more to prove than Crawford.
It was semi-close for 4 rounds. But after 4 rounds, I had it 2-2. After that, then it was a blowout.
Yeah, well, I was a little disappointed, but Crawford is that much better than Benavidez. Another solid crowd, 13,000.
Solid, but a little bit less than I thought.
Really? No, but it's the right. I think he had the record.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of talk this week about him being a ticket seller, and that's great for Omaha. But I mean, Omaha isn't going to have a big fight like Vegas will, LA will, or New York will. Can he do 15,000 in New York? If he can't do 15,000 in his own hometown, how's he going to do 15,000 in New York?
I also think Benavidez is in the fight to do 15,000. I think down the line, there's a way Top Rank can ever work with PBC, a fight with Garcia, a fight with Porter, a fight with Thurman, and obviously a fight with Spence would do numbers. But they're running out of options. They said they're going to put him up with either Mean Machine or some other guy. I can't pronounce his name.
Wrong side of the road.
Wrong side of the road. Whoever they have. I mean, either way, I'd rather see him fight. I'd rather see him fight Danny. I'd rather see him fight Sean.
Top rank on Top Rank.
I'd rather see him fight Keith if Keith ever decides to want to box again.
Retired.
And of course, we want to see him fight Spence. I mean, coming back on that.
Spence retired him without throwing a punch.
Well, yeah, I guess. Keith got married, man. Don't get married. I've been there. It sucks. Keith got married, and
he died.
And we never heard from him again. Even though he did call Crawford, what do you call him?
Almost
champion, or
almost champion, or something like that.
But yet he still has. Keith doesn't have a fight lined up yet.
In March of 2017, so it's been a long time.
Yeah, so who knows? Aside from that, I mean, I guess there's only one fight to talk in boxing that we got Fury Wilder. There's a few fights that are coming out. I guess the best fight that I want to see, I think we all want to see, would probably be Spence Crawford. I think Lomachenko Garcia might be close number 2, but Spence Crawford. Does your mind change a little bit with last night's performance? And do you think we get it before 2021?
Well, it didn't change my mind because I had Spence winning anyway, and I still think Spence, when he goes to the body against Crawford, that it'll slow him down and make him change a little bit of his technique. In terms of seeing it before 2021, maybe the end of 2020, but I really don't see it happening within the next year or so. It's just a fight that...
If you know who Lance Pugmire is, he works for the LA Times, probably the best boxing reporter out there. He came up with a scenario where they could make these fights happen, PBC and Top Rank. Mm-hmm. So he basically said Spence Crawford ends up on a Fox or Showtime pay-per-view, and then Garcia Lomachenko ends up on a Top Rank ESPN pay-per-view. I think it would be fair for both sides, because I don't think either fight is going to do millions. No. I think 250,000, 300,000, 400,000 buys each fight will probably do. right?
I don't know if we'll get to 400,000.
All right, well, I think the Spence one would. A lot of people are knowing Spence now. A lot of especially with the ESPN push. A lot of people. I mean, the Fox thing.
Yeah.
And he came to Brooklyn. He did like 12,000 when he came to Brooklyn. Or there might have been 13,000.
Yeah.
Then he went back to Dallas. He did 15,000. I think that fight would do decent numbers. I think Lomachenko and Garcia do 250, 300. I think it's a fair proposal for all involved. And then we get two of the best fights that you can probably make right now.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any better fight to make than those two. Maybe if you get Inoue versus what's his name, Sword, the guy that eats rat, my guy.
Yeah.
If Inoue moves up to 118 and fights Sword, that's another fight I'd be interested in.
Yeah.
But I think those are the two best fights to make, and it doesn't seem like we're getting close to it.
No.
Either way, but I think if you read that LA Times article by Lance Pugmire, breaks it down to a T as to how we can get there. But again, it's boxing. So things that make sense
don't expect it.
Usually don't happen.
Yeah.
So moving along, it is Sunday Fun Day.
Yep.
We are in Nashville. We're here to watch the Titans.
Baltimore Ravens.
We're gonna start it with team to put up or shut up, and I'm gonna say the Tennessee Titans need to put up or shut up.
Mm-hmm.
You win 3 games in a row, and against decent competition, I'd say, and you put up a deuce egg against the Bills.
Yeah, horrible.
9 points.
I
mean, are you the Giants?
I mean, it was just a horrible game. It was another one of those games where if the wide receivers catch the ball, they win the game. And their number 4 or 5 wide receivers this year have cost them a lot, whether they win the game or not. But it's just been horrible. So they need to find some way to get over that. They made a couple of changes with their wide receivers this week, and hopefully that'll help solve the problem.
I hope so too, because I don't want to go home seeing the Titans lose.
Yeah.
We also spoke to Jim Wyatt. We Titans Online, their beat reporter since 1999.
99. He's covered the Titans since
so
99.
if you're on the channel, you can see what we discussed, especially what happened to the running game that we once thought last year was pretty good with Murray and Henry. Henry seems to be non-existent this year.
Mm-hmm.
Deion Lewis, I don't know. But I guess the Titans...
They've yet to top 70 yards so far.
No, thank you. Yes, housekeeping. We're in a hotel.
Yeah.
Shit happens. It's live.
Yeah.
So what's your team to put up or shut up? I mean, I put you on the spot. But I put the Titans there. I just think it's time for them to put up or shut up. Are you the class of the AFC South, or are you not?
It's funny because I was going to also say the Titans because I do think they need to put up or shut up. But since you did take them, the team that I'm going to actually put up there this week is, and it's weird because they're a team that I actually said to put up or shut up last week, and they pretty much shut up. But I'm giving them one more chance. The Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons.
I am done with them, by the way.
The Atlanta Falcons are 1-4. And you know that in the NFC, if you don't win 10, 11 games, you're not going to make the playoffs.
Unless you're in the NFC East.
Yes. So, which they are not. So, they have to find some way to go on one of those San Diego Charger old school runs where they win off like 9 in a row. That's the only way that they're going to be making the playoffs, because right now you got Carolina that's playing okay, but they're ahead of them by a couple games in the standings.
3-1, this is more than okay.
So yeah, but a couple of those games they could have easily lost. That's why I said they're not playing that great. But they're 2 games up on them. You got the Saints that are starting to roll right now. You got all these teams, and they're playing against Tampa Bay today. So they have. Right now, they're in a really, really bad situation, and this is their last gasp effort. If they don't find a way to destroy Tampa Bay and go on a run right now, they are done. And Jalen Ramsey may be right when he was talking about Matt Ryan.
Well, I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna shut up again. I don't think they're that good. I said it on our first NFL show that they were one team that people probably think they were gonna make the playoffs, or a team that made the playoffs last year that's not gonna make it this year.
Yeah.
They're not gonna make it this year, and I said that to begin with, so I'm sticking with it.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. The division is tough. The conference is tough. Even playing against Jameis Winston now. Jameis Winston's back.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be hyped.
Yeah.
He's got receivers. He's got Howard. He's got Deshaun, and he's got Evans.
Godwin's good.
So
and the tight ends.
Their defense is solid too. So.
Well, that's the problem. They're supposed to be better than they have been on defense. Their defense hasn't played as well as they should. They got good pass rushers, they got good defensive backs, but they haven't ever put it together yet.
I just don't think the Falcons are. I think they're done. That's just me. You know, Julio.
That's going to be a high-scoring game, by the way.
Julio can't find the end zone. Matt Ryan can't find Julio in the end zone for some reason.
That is amazing. You got Calvin Ridley, who within like a 3-4 week span had 7 touchdowns, and he hasn't found Julio Jones once for a touchdown yet this year. That's just amazes me. It really is.
I guess we'll transition into what is the best game of the week in the NFL season. I think the obvious one, which I'm probably going to pick, is the Sunday night game. I think they got it right. Chiefs against the Patriots. You know, Mahomes is out there doing incredible things.
Yeah.
And now this is the
nice facing the king.
This is the moment when if anything's going to change in the AFC, it's got to be today.
Yeah.
Because if the Patriots win, it's still business as usual. No one's knocking them off.
Yeah.
If the Chiefs beat them, there's a new sheriff in town.
Yeah.
The Jaguars did it to the Patriots, but then fell back to earth. But the Chiefs are legit undefeated. They're an undefeated team. They are outscoring everyone. The defense might not be good.
Yeah.
But their offense, they have weapons. They are finding ways to win the game. Like when they beat the Broncos.
Yep.
So I thought the Jags. First, I picked the Jags to go to the Super Bowl. So I mean, I don't know. That's probably a bad pick now. I can't change it. But I think if things in the AFC are going to change, then when it's not the Steelers, it's not the Patriots, it's got to be this game. They got to show that, you know, we're not scared of you guys. We're not scared of Bill. We're not scared of Tom. We're not scared of the whole Patriot way.
I think that's what it's about, too.
So this is Andy Reid. I mean, Andy Reid never, you know, it's a regular season game.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Andy Reid's been a great regular season coach.
Yeah.
The playoffs, different story. So we'll see. This is Andy Reid's coming out party with Mahomes, and you know, home field advantage is a big thing, thing in the playoffs. And Arrowhead is a tough place to play.
Very.
So I would say if you know they can get that number 1 seed, you don't have to go through New England to go to Super Bowl. You have to go to Arrowhead. So
that'll be really tough to do.
So we'll see. To me, that's the best game of the week.
Yeah.
It's obvious. I couldn't think of another one. I'm pretty sure you have one, but I actually like the Chiefs to win that game. But we'll see.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. And that is the obvious game of the week, and I agree with you. That was the only one that stood out as the game of the week. So I'm going to go a little bit different with my game of the week. My game of the week is going to be the funnest game to watch. My funnest game to watch, to me, is going to be with the snow coming down in Denver. You got the high-flying show of the Rams going into Denver, where you're going to see a bunch of snow. The reporter was on TV earlier. They could barely talk because the snow was flying in their mouth while she was trying to talk. That's going to be one of those old-school, like, backyard games. And a lot of people aren't going to start fantasy players because of that weather, but I think as long as the winds aren't gusting like 40 miles per hour, and as long as it's not like 3 feet of snow, I think you'll be fine. So you can start all your players. But it's going to be a fun game to watch because visually, just seeing the snow on the ground, seeing it snowing, and seeing the players go around the field, it's just going to be awesome to watch. So that definitely is going to be, to me, that's going to be the game I want to see. Well,
what time is that game? We'll probably be at the Titans game.
Yeah, that's true. So
you're not going to see it?
Yeah, so we'll find some way.
I went 0-3 the last time we started talking about bets, so you might not want to take my betting advice this week. But I'm going to go with the 3 games I like. I like Carolina getting 1.5 against the Redskins. I just don't think the Redskins are any good, even though they are at Washington. And I picked against Washington last time. I picked the Packers.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna go with Carolina to pull off the minor upset away. 1.5 points. I think Cam is coming into his own. Is Greg Olsen back?
Yeah, comes back to that.
Greg Olsen's back. I mean, I don't know how the Giants lost last week, but whatever. That's for
63 yards.
63 yarder. I am gonna take Pittsburgh +3. I think Cincinnati wins the game, but I think they win by 1.
Mm-hmm.
They're at home. I picked Cincinnati to win the division.
Mm-hmm.
They're 4-1. If they really want to take a stranglehold on the division and put their rivals to bed, right now is the time to do it. You know, we don't know when Bell's coming back, if he's ever coming back, or they're trading him. Don't know.
That's weird.
So we don't. You know,
he said he's coming back, but they still haven't heard from him. That's weird.
You know, James Conner. Nice little backup. He's not Le'Veon Bell.
Rest in peace after this week, though.
Well, we'll see. And then my last one, it sucks because I was going to take Chicago at 1.5, but it went up to 8.
Yeah, that was a big jump. Like, it literally was like a 1-2 point spread, and it jumped to 7 like in the past couple hours because Ryan Tannehill won't be starting. So if you got the Bears defense, congratulations.
Well, I think I just saw one here. Is it still 2.5?
Which one?
Tennessee's getting 2.5 right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Tennessee at home. 2.5 against the Ravens. I'm not a believer in the Ravens. If Joe Flacco had like one good year, I'm good. I think the Titans win 24-21. So this 2.5 looks pretty good to me. So those are my 3 picks. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna let Dre just talk for the rest of the time in the betting segment. I won't say anything else. I need to go at least 2-1 to make up for 0-3 2 weeks ago.
All right. So my 3 picks for this week, I'm gonna go for the Colts. I think they'll win outright against the Jets, and they're getting 2 points. Some places they're getting 2.5 points, but I think Jets. First of all, the Jets aren't good. And even though the Colts may not be good, they can still put points up on the board.
Yeah, they have no defense.
And so it's probably going to be a game where Andrew Luck throws for like 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, and they win the game like 24-17 or 24-10, something like that. But I think the Colts are going to upset them. It just feels like one of those games that's going to swing towards the Colts. Jacksonville 3.5 against the Dallas Cowboys. I think Jacksonville is by far a much better team than the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think the Cowboys are good at all. I think they're tearing each other down.
The East is terrible.
They got no wide receivers. Everybody's complaining about Dak. They're saying he may not be the future. Zeke is the only one running, and Jacksonville has one of the best run defenses in the league. So I don't think he's going to go crazy. So I think it's a horrible matchup for Dallas, and I think the Jaguars win that game probably by 10 points. So. Even getting just a 3.5.
Even in Dallas?
In Dallas, yeah. I think Dallas is done pretty much. I think they're going to be beat up pretty bad today. And then my last pick is Buffalo and Houston. The point spread right now is 40. I don't think either one of those teams is really lining up the scoreboard. I think it'll be a low-scoring game, and I'm saying the under 40. So that's my 3rd pick.
And before we go, I don't know, did we get any fantasy questions?
Oh, yeah, we did, yeah.
Where's that at?
Yeah, we gotta go to the site.
Go to where?
It's liked on the
show.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
We got like three or four.
All right. Either way, before we get to that, no, we can't. So you like them? Nah, we can't. I was gonna go to the score. I think we have to end with the score.
Yeah.
All right. The score. Okay. So Pedro Jose at David SA94, Stefan Diggs, Will Fuller, or Brandon Cooks, assuming he plays for a non-PPR.
For a non-PPR, I would go with Stefan Diggs. The reason why, with Cooks, he's coming back off of a concussion, and if you have a good wide receiver like Diggs, you go with him. Like I said earlier, I wouldn't not start Cooks just because he's playing in the snow, but because Diggs is also a top-tier wide receiver, with those 2 situations, I would probably go with Diggs.
My boy Fern, at Fern_323. My guy in LA says, should I play Aguilar tonight? Well, that's a little late for that one.
Well, I answered that part, but then he came out with more.
He said, or sit him, debating between Flash and Tevin Coleman.
I would go with Flash. I think Tevin Coleman, even though he's still getting another start this week, I think Flash is ready to explode with that team, especially going against a KC defense that's given up a lot of points. I think Brady could throw for 3-4 touchdowns tonight, and I think Gordon has a good chance of getting at least one of them.
Okay, and then he says to ask, I still have Larry Fitz, Alan Collins, and AP on the bench, so I have options.
Yeah.
Which one is the best to fill one spot? So they keep like 6 players.
Yeah. Out of those guys, I think all of them are around the same. AP is probably the best chance if you want a touchdown, but if you include those players with the ones you said before, I'm still going to go with Flash. Flash will be 1, Coleman will be 2, Peterson will be 3 in that order.
I think we'll do 2 more. Luis Alvarez at Luisio 1982 says Cole or Gabriel.
Cole or Gabriel. I would probably go with Cole, even though he's struggled over the past couple of weeks. They're going against Dallas. I think they'll be able to put up a good amount of points there, and I'm not really a big fan of Gabriel, so I will stick with Cole and hope he breaks out of the slump.
Then I'll end it with, training wheels. He calls himself Organic Wheels now. My guy Pat_Wheeler from Philly.
Yeah.
Who's recently an uncle. My boy Stay Cool Wheels had a kid.
Yeah.
I don't know how they let him how Wheels reproduce.
Yeah.
The kid looks cute.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
Congrats.
2 questions. He's got Hilton injured. Tate on a bye. So Funches, Grant, or Gabriel at number 2 wide receiver.
Funches, Graham or Gabriel. I would go with Funchess. I think that he's shown that he's clearly the number one option for Carolina, and he's led them in receiving targets for pretty much every single game this year. So he's not going to have a huge game, but you can usually count on him to get between 60 and 80 yards, and then you just hope for a touchdown.
And then last question from Training Wheels, Organic Wheels, and that's a different one. Separate league, Demarius or Jordan Howard at flex?
Jordan Howard. I'm really big on Jordan Howard to have a good second half of the year, and I know he came up with a little bit of dud the week before the bye because they blew Tampa Bay out by like 50 points, so there was no need for him to be even in the game. But I'm really big on Jordan Howard. They're using him more as a pass catcher, and that was his only big weakness. So adding that to his repertoire, I like him to be a person that's going to average between around 15 points per game for the rest of the year.
And I guess we'll end the show since we are going to the game at 3:25, which is 4:25 Eastern.
Oh, before we even get to that, how about the game last night that we went to? Their hockey arena is off the hook.
Yeah, it is. Let's go, Prince.
Yeah, they had. First of all, the fans are completely into it. Like, I understand why now it's so big here, because they have their own certain chants for every time they score, and for when their goalie gets a certain, even the backup goalie, when he gets a certain save, they have their certain chants and everything. They're really into it, and
it was a good crowd.
Yeah, it was a really good crowd, so I give them a lot of credit for that.
Aside from the guy trying to give me fake tickets, I'm just kidding. You actually gave me the real ones after, but no, it was a good experience. Crowd was good. Team is definitely solid. They beat the Islanders, so
yeah,
kind of works out for Ranger fans. A couple of Ranger fans in the arena too saying Potvin sucks. Yeah. So I thought we had a good time. So hockey to football today. Final score to me is going to be 24-21 Titans. I do like them to win this game outright. So that 2.5 right there, to me, is easy money.
I'm going to go a little bit lower scoring game. I'm going to say it's 20-13. I think they do win the game. The Titans will win the game. Their defense has been really good this year, and I think it's going to be a defensive effort. But I think that they have a better offense than Baltimore. Baltimore's offense is a slow-moving offense, and then they try to go deep to Brown. I think if they try to go deep to Brown, Kevin Byard will be back there, that he may be able to get an interception or two today. So I think the matchup sets up well for the Titans to win another low-scoring game.
Well, I think it's going to happen. I think we're going to leave Nissan Stadium with the W.
Hopefully.
And then we'll be back next Sunday.
Okay,
probably back at our home location,
yep.
Jack's. It's been a while since I've been there. It's been a while since I've been on the show with Dave and Pete. So it's probably time to get back. Hopefully Hav will be there too. Full show, full lineup. Have more beers. Fortunately, we drank them all already. So.
Yeah, last night.
So, with that being said, we out. See you next week.
Later.